Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. It seems as though Meghan Markle cannot escape the humiliation and the public live trial that she is desperately trying to avoid in her upcoming court case against the Mail on Sunday. So experts have warned that it's very unlikely that she will be granted the summary judgment that she is seeking because it will shut down the opportunity for the Mail on Sunday to voice their defence in an effective, fair manner. So this article is by The Express and it is titled Meghan Markle Court Case Fury, Duchess warns she cannot escape unwanted outcome. Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex's legal action against the Mail on Sunday could backfire for the royal, as the conclusion she would prefer is unlikely to happen, commentators have claimed. Meghan Markle will not be able to escape her court case going to trial this year. A royal commentator has claimed the Duchess of Sussex is currently suing Associated Newspapers and the Mail on Sunday over 5 articles published that included contents of a private letter she sent to her father in 2018 without her permission. Former royal editor of The Sun, Charlie Ray, and talk radio host Kevin O'Sullivan discussed the royals' bid for a summary judgment, which would allow the verdict to be decided on the facts of the case without going to full trial. Mr. O'Sullivan explained her lawyers were in High Court recently, essentially arguing that it's an open and shut case and doesn't need to go to court. I suspect that if the judge decided to award this case to Meghan, then the Mail on Sunday would immediately appeal very, very angrily. He knows that. So her contention that she had her privacy invaded by the Mail on Sunday has to be heard in court, doesn't it? It cannot be summarily shut down in the manner that she would like. Mr. Ray agreed. I cannot see how on earth she can escape a full court case. By the way, it could happen in October if it were to go forward. The judge has said that he is hoping to have a decision on this particular issue within about 2 weeks. So we don't have that long to wait, really. The former royal editor also noted the extra information that had already come out of the hearing. A letter from 4 former members of the royal household, now dubbed the Palace Four, has said that they have some light to shed on the letter Meghan wrote to her father if they are called upon to give evidence in court. However, they added that they do not want to take sides in the issue. Mr. Ray told listeners, I don't know what they're going to say, whether it's that they did help write the letter or not, but the lawyers for the Mail are very keen that these 4 should be given the opportunity to say in court what exactly they know about that letter and who wrote it. The accusation is that Meghan used a member of the palace staff to help frame that letter. Those 4 courtiers are alleged to have helped write that letter. Therefore, it becomes less private. She has so far claimed that it was a personal letter from daughter to her father. And that's the end of the article. Now, we of course know that this letter that Meghan Markle sent to Thomas Markle was definitely intended for a public forum. We also know that at least one of the 4 courtiers from the Palace 4 group did witness that letter, which made it a public piece of personal information that she definitely had full intentions to share with the general public, at least with the British public and the press. She would not have had them go over it if it was definitely something that she only intended to be between herself and Thomas Markle. So I find that very hard to believe. And I really do think that with this case, because it's been so controversial and because it's very slanderous on the British media's reputation, if Meghan Markle is awarded this case and granted this case, effectively it sanctions the implication that the British media is intrinsically prejudiced and intrinsically racist, which I personally do not believe it is. I do believe that sometimes stories that are written in the press, but you'll find this anywhere in the world, can be extremely one-sided, or they can frame one particular individual as a certain way, which may be slightly contradictory to what they really are, or the stories may exacerbate their negative traits. But for Meghan Markle to just win this case through a summary judgment after she kicked up such a big fuss would be absolutely ridiculous if you asked me. So I think that it should go to court. I think that she's in a sticky spot, and I think that she's kind of regretting how far she's taken this. We know that she's spent a hell of a lot of money on this case, especially from her public funding, which would have come from the British taxpayer. Because, let's face it, she launched this case way before the Netflix deal, way before her little Disney narration deal that she done, even though that was a charitable project, and way before her Spotify podcast. So this is public funded money that ensued and started this case. What do I really think outside of that? I think that everyone should have their day in court. I think that the Mail on Sunday should have a chance to at least disprove this narrative that Meghan and Harry are trying to push upon them, that they targeted her because she is biracial, because she's a woman of colour, etc., etc., and so on and so forth. So someone has said here, the British justice system is underfunded and overwhelmed, but it is not corrupt. The case for summary judgment has to be very convincing, and Miss Markle's arguments fell laughably short and will be rejected. It's just been yet more PR games. Shame on her and her lawyers, but she has no intention of letting this get to full trial. Remember Sir Jonathan Atkin before her with his mighty sword of truth? He got 18 months for perjury, and she won't fancy that. Her problem is the ANL have no reason to settle, so she'll have to withdraw and pay their costs as well as her own. Even now, her PR people will be working night and day to fabricate some story as to why she had no option but to step back, and how she has been the victim of something or other, and how it's a massive win for her. Really sounds very familiar, ? And I agree with that person. This case is really has a very weak foundation to begin with, because with her being at the time she was a publicly funded member of the royal firm, we had all the rights to everything that involved her personal life and her public life. It's very hard to have any privacy in such a position, which she should have been fully prepared for. And I think she was fully prepared for it, because Meghan likes the limelight. Meghan likes to be the centre of attention. She likes to be in the forefront. We know that the Mail on Sunday had full publishing rights. I'm going to read out someone else's comment because I think it's quite a poignant one. Let's hope that justice will be acted rightly and turns down Meghan Markle's demand for a summary judgment. The public have the right to know why the hypocritical grifter leaked her letter or parts thereof to quite a number of people, including her 5 friends, who maligned her ailing dad in People magazine. Why didn't Meghan Markle sue her 5 friends and or People magazine and or the authors of Finding Freedom if she valued her privacy? Why did the huckster change her statement to the court after it was proven that she did not tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Meghan Markle isn't fit to retain any royal titles and patronages, and neither is Harry. Pathetic. And that's how they feel about it. It's pretty much a open and closed case. I think that it should go to full trial, and as the previous commenter said, she probably is using this as some kind of PR stunt to get out of going to trial, and literally just using the media storm to get as much attention as she possibly can. But I'm going to leave the video there, guys. Let me know what you think. I think that she is in hot water, to be honest, and she's in a tight spot, and I don't think that this is going to reflect well on her. But then, does it ever reflect well on Meghan? I don't think she really cares that much about being liked or disliked. I'll be back with another video. Bye, guys.